But I do like storms, so that's part of it. You like storms? I mean, we stay inside. Well, I watched the video.
Okay, so we on. Okay, I'll put that right there. So, can I just. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back, Danny and Rebecca. So, how is everybody feeling this morning? Tired? High energy, low energy? Full of pep. Good morning to everybody watching us on YouTube. So, like I said, I pick my topic depending on what went on in my week, at work. Yes. So my topic today is about compassion for others. Now I think that is also something that is important for building up a healthy mind. So this year, in fact, every year we are striving to learn how to build a healthy mind using mindfulness meditation. But from what I've been seeing in my practice over the past few weeks, I think I see that people can carry out their days with lack of compassion for others. And we talk about self-compassion, right? It's very important to have the self-compassion, but it's also very important to have compassion for others. And I think, it's the lack of compassion. If you look around, you can see it in people's action or body language or words. Now, what is the definition of compassion? We keep saying the word compassion, but do we understand what it means? What is the definition of compassion? Non-judgment, yeah. I think it's in that. But
or I think it's being able to put yourself in the other person, understand what they're thinking.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So listening and being non-judgmental are all qualities and tools and skill set to build our compassion. But I think the definition for compassion is the ability to recognize suffering in others, but not only recognizing it, also have the wish to relieve that suffering. You see it, but you also want to do something. So not just seeing, but also carrying it out in action. And action can be expressed through words. You don't have to walk and do something, but you can express that through words or through your body language, okay, or through your eyes. You can look at somebody with compassionate eyes rather than, you can tell a person what feeling towards yourself by the look. Sometimes you can tell, oh, that person really doesn't like me, just by the look or by the body language. And to be willing to do things to relieve the suffering of that person. Okay. So, and we all have our ups and down days. And when we feel down, we just don't have the energy to want to do anything or to be compassionate even. But with mindfulness meditation, I think we can get over that. I mean, it's very challenging to be compassionate all the time, especially when you're tired, and then you give yourself the reason, the excuse, oh, I'm so tired, I can't be bothered, right? I don't have the energy to do it. But what the science, scientific research shows that if you constantly showing the compassion for others, you benefit. You benefit from the act of compassion. It improves your mood, it improves your self-worth, it improves your immunity, it improves your energy, it improves your sleep. It does a lot for you. But the other person, the receiver, also benefits. So there's a lot of research in compassion, amazing, like hundreds of studies looking at research how compassion affects people, and this is done at Harvard University and other famous medical institutes. So caring for people doesn't mean that, in my field of work, caring for people doesn't mean that given a prescription for a tablet or an injection. It should start with compassion. And they did that. They did the research looking at how the care from a provider with compassion affects the outcome of the patient's health, right? And so they did the research, and they showed that in healthcare nowadays, people are all about numbers. That's why I'm not in the health system, because I don't want to be a number. I don't want to be a factory worker achieving my RVUs. But because of that, a lot of healthcare workers are forced to just meet their quota, and there is a time constraint, and they forget that they have to spend some of that time showing compassion for the patients. And this is just an example. I mean, they can do research in other fields as well, and the outcome is still the same. Compassion for co-workers, compassion for your children, for relatives, and so on. And the studies showed that you don't really need a long period of time to show compassion. You don't. Guess what? Guess, huh? Less than a minute. Yes. Yeah. So less than a minute. But in this study, the study was done in oncology, right? Because the oncologists see patients with cancers all the time, the people who have limited time left on earth, right? And they showed that if the physician start the visit with compassionate remark, okay, I know what you are going through. I know it's difficult for you, and I'm here for you. Okay, how many seconds is that? Okay, and then close the visit with a few more sentences. Okay, I know that this is hard for you to go through, but I want you to know that I'm in it with you. We are in it together. That kind of thing. And the outcome for those patients are better than the patients who didn't receive those sentences at the beginning and the end. And if the physician read out the sentences given to them at the beginning and the end, it only takes 40 seconds. That's all. But yes, so I'd, I listened to a TED talk by an ER physician who got burnt out, and he said, you know, this act of compassion changed his life, and when he goes to work with compassion, he no longer feels burned out, even though he works the same number of hours, because of all the benefits that he gets, the strong immunity, self-worth, and knowing that he makes a difference in people's life in a different way, right? Just not in out, in out. And I mean, we see that too. We see that in our daily life. If we go to the shop and we have a very attentive um, shopkeeper compared to one who just blasé, immediately you feel good when you receive that compassion from others, and you carry it home with you, and it affects your daily life too. Yeah.
Not to pat myself on the back, but I always like to try to feel better. It's just who I
Yeah.
am.
Right.
And it's funny you say that because yesterday we went to McDonald's just to use the restroom. That was it. And I went in there and somebody's cleaning the women's restroom. She's like, go ahead and go to the men's. And I'm like, okay. And it was so clean. I come out and she's standing there. I go, thank you so much for cleaning these restrooms.
Yeah.
I go, it is so nice to go to a clean restroom. And I don't think
Right.
And she's like, well, and she gives me a hug.
Yeah.
Complete stranger gives me a hug.
Yes.
And then I go on my way.
Yes.
And you're right. It made me feel good.
Right.
Just as much as it made her feel
Yeah, because you actually make another person feel good about what they do.
Their life matters.
A lot of people look down on these people who, do cleaning jobs, right? But we all depend on them, and their jobs are just as important as our jobs. So I told my staff, every one of you in this group is important for people, for patient, and important for me. And when they are not giving their best to serve people, it affects me, right? I'm working hard, but my assistants are not assisting me. They're not calling patients back, and then I get complaints. Oh yes, what? Why? It's not like I see 100 patients a day. I spend a long time with patients, so I don't see as many patients as other, and I just don't understand it. And I said, okay, this has to change. This has to change. And within the group, oh my God, it's so negative.
That's the world nowadays.
Oh my God!
So
I said,
it
well,
kills me. It sucks
yeah,
soul.
yeah. Less than 10 staff in the office, but I said, why can't you be nice to each other? Why do you have to feed each other negativity all the time? I don't want to. So, okay, be more compassionate. Okay, no, but it was.
People, some people it just doesn't come natural to them.
I know, but that's why we have to practice. Nobody, I mean.
Well, what's the opposite of compassion? Selfishness.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I believe that everybody has the goodness, the good seed right in here. They just need the right condition to have that seed to grow into a big, beautiful tree. And sometimes they need encouragement from others or a teacher, or it's not that, they don't have it. Everybody have that right inside of them, but they just don't have the opportunity to develop that because they don't have the awareness. They think that what they do is just and right. They have the right to say that. They have the right to, act like that. They give themselves the right and the excuse to do that when they don't realize that, no, I can change that. I don't have to say that, and I don't have to do that. Even when, that the other person is in the wrong. Yeah, it's you even when the other person is in the wrong, you use love, you use compassion, you can change that person. You cannot change that person or help that person to be better if you treat that person with swear words, okay, and calling that person with this. I mean, those words are not in my vocabularies. I feel, embarrassed to even say it out. But I just don't think that, if you say something bad, you can't expect to have good results. You just can't. No, I mean, if you call somebody the B word or you swear at them, do you expect that person to love you? Oh no.
Your people aren't swearing at times, are they?
I know. And
Okay,
that's
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if you give love, you get love back. If you give hatred, oh my God, that hatred is going to bounce really back at you. But
As you're saying that, I'm thinking about sports and coaches, and I don't, there are times when coaches aren't exactly,
yeah,
very much about discipline and charging people to do better than they did just So
yeah,
I mean, I think, but in the workplace, I mean, it's a little bit of both. It's a bit about coaching. It's also a bit about respecting other people
Gosh, can you
and your
imagine?
peers, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's difficult.
yeah. But I just think I do believe that with just your body language and a few words, you can really make another person's life better. You don't have to go all the way out and give them a lot of money or give them material, and but then your body language and your word show the opposite. That's not good either. But so that's why I think mindfulness meditation helps us to build up that compassion within us. Why is that? Why does it help? Huh?
You're mindful of it.
Yes, you are always aware of your words, aware of your action, aware of other people's feeling, and sometimes you have to pause before you talk. Pausing is a great tool. Yeah, pausing is a great tool, and it doesn't, it doesn't come naturally to some people, and to me, if I don't have awareness, I won't pause. I will just really give it all out there immediately. And I said, oh my God, okay. I should have just paused and decide what I'm going to say. But when I do, and I have practiced that from time to time when I'm aware, when I do, I don't say anything. Or if I choose to say something, I choose to say something good. Okay, but
I think that's a good strategy. If you can't say anything good, keep your mouth shut.
you just pause. Just pause.
Sometimes, oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was also going to say, I think the points that you're making about compassion are really important, and it's really challenging for you because you're managing a team, and teams need discipline, they need correction, and so sometimes that's going to be in tension with the compassion that you're speaking. You have to be straight with people,
Yeah.
because being not straight with them, not telling them the consequences,
I mean,
is not compassion.
But you can come at somebody like that.
Right, right. But
How you come
you
at
gotta,
them,
you
yeah.
gotta tell them the truth.
Yes.
So they can correct their behavior. Because if you're not being straight,
No, I mean,
That's true.
compassion doesn't mean that you accept bad behaviors, right? Compassion means that you approach things in a way that nurture them and recognize that the goodness, but also let them know that certain things need to be improved, and hopefully with the feedback, we can build them up rather than, some coaches make people feel pretty bad. And when I went through my medical training in England, the surgeons in England are well known for being really horrible to the trainees. They make people feel like this little. And I don't think that has any good effect, because many young house officers, we call them house officers and senior house officers, they would go home and feel so bad about themselves and they want to commit suicide, or yeah. So that's terrible. I mean, you can see right there how your action and your words can affect another person's life there. Yeah, but with that, we're going to go into a practice. Hopefully we'll do half an hour of mindfulness practice and return into ourselves, return to our breath, and start to, reflect upon our thoughts, our action, our words, and see what we can do better. So I invite you to take deep breaths in and out. Return to this breath and return to this present moment. In this present moment, we are going to explore ourselves. Ask ourselves what the purpose of us being here. Bring this awareness back into your physical body. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you are breathing out. With each breath, bring your awareness to your whole body. Visualize some energy source starting above your head. Follow that energy source as it pours down your body. Imagine it as yellow or red or blue, whatever your favorite color is. And just imagine this energy flow that carries the strength, the loving kindness, the compassion, energy that will slowly immerse into your body. Imagine it slowly, slowly going down your body, soaking every cell from the crown of your head down into your brain, down to your nose, where you can feel the air entering your nose. Then imagine how that goes down to your mouth, how your tongue feels, the tongue that allows you to speak and to taste. In this present moment, you are aware of your body sensation, and what the different parts of your body serve you. But at the same time, you also know that you have complete control in how you can make that body part serve you. You can make your tongue speak kind words. That help other human beings or even pets or any living sentient being feel good. Now imagine that light source or energy source lingering around your head, slowly, slowly soaking into your ears. Don't forget to breathe deeply and slowly in and out. With the absolute awareness of your ears and the purpose of your ears, try to bring awareness of how much you have listened during the week. Have you listened deeply with compassion when you talk to others? Have you listened to the needs of your pet? Do you hear what nature tries to tell you? And have we used our ears to the maximum potential for the good of others and of ourselves? Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Let's take a moment to imagine this light source arriving at your eyes. What do you see? Do you see this universe that is filled of light and energy? Are you aware of your eyes? Look at the things around you. In our daily life, do you look at others with compassion? When we look at a person, do we wonder how that person is feeling? Whether in this present moment that person is suffering or living in happiness? Do we look at their body language that may give us some clues? Clues that they may be feeling happy, and clues that they may be having some internal suffering. And can we do something about that? Deep breathing in, and slowly breathing out. In this journey of finding our purpose, do we know what the purpose of our eyes are? We can make a promise to ourselves to use our eyes with great purposes. We can practice looking with compassionate eyes. Deep breathing in Slowly breathing out. Let's stop at our nose for a moment. Focus on our nose as it serves our body. This warm, light energy source is still linger on our head. As we breathe in the air, we are aware of these tiny, tiny molecules entering our body. Do we wonder where they come from even? We go deep into our senses. We can see the deep connection between us and the universe. Connection between us and the people around us. Just one simple example. The air that we breathe in right now is carrying the molecules that just come out of the people around us. This is how we become one. And if we know where oxygen comes from, we know that we are taking in part of the plants around us. What was once part of the plants is now part of us. And the carbon dioxide that we emit now becomes part of the plants. We and the plants are one. Now let's focus on the smell of the air that you breathe in. We know that each of us carry a particular smell that is unique to us. And in science, we call it pheromone. if we are aware of what we are breathing in, we can kind of tell how the other person is. By the sense of their smell. And if you pay attention and raise awareness to your smelling sense, you can also detect the discomfort and the suffering from another human being. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Let's follow that light source or energy source down your body, slowly, slowly, down to the neck and the shoulders. Let's stop at the heart. This heart that is beating automatically all the time. Without the heart beating, we won't be here. But a lot of the time we don't pay attention to our heart, take care of our heart. Are we aware of every beat of our heart? Is it beating fast and slow? What does your heart tell you? The heart that pumps blood, taking nutrients to every cell, including the brain. But it is not just an organ. It works alongside with your brain to hold all the goodness that is within you. Your kindness, your compassion, your determination, does your heart tell you? Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. As we breathe deeply and slowly, are we aware of the set of lungs that we have? What they do for us? And have we been taking care of our lungs? Do we fill our lungs with goodness? Do we make our lungs' job harder or easier by the things that we take in through our breath? Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. As we follow this energy source, flowing slowly down our body, bring the awareness to your gut, your kidneys, your pancreas, your adrenals, and become aware of their purpose. If we don't have compassion for ourselves, our organs, we don't take care of them, it is hard for us to give compassion to others. By now, we may have better awareness of our senses. We may even feel our legs and our arms. Maybe we feel some discomfort in our legs because we've been sitting for too long. But we are becoming friends with these senses. we accept, we don't judge. Let's take a few more minutes practicing in silence with our deep breath in and out, with gratitude. Return to our breath. Return to this present moment. Your eyes are closed. Open your eyes. You can move your hands and feet and legs. So, how are you feeling? That's just a little bit over half an hour of practice. Peaceful? Yes, that's good. Great. More relaxed? Yeah.
Full of compassion on everybody else's.
I accept it. I accept your
Yeah. So when we do our mindfulness meditation, we can actually practice compassion. You send compassion out, to the universe and to your loved ones, and they receive it. If you believe in quantum physics, they receive it.
You gotta believe in quantum.
I do believe in energy.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's spooky.
Yeah, quantum physics.
I watched some video, but I'm like, what?
This, yeah, I mean, this explains how people who be so far away have telepathy. Yes, but it's also quantum physics explains how light instantly hit us, even though the sun is so far away. Yeah. But let's stand up and do some stretches because.
How's it we have to?
You're gonna have to
Yes.
tell me some more about the quantum.
Quantum physics is a huge field, and I know very little. But I am interested in learning more about quantum physics.
Is that the one where you don't actually touch? Like they say that you actually don't touch anything. It's energy or something. Is that it?
It's all energy.
Yeah.
It's yeah, and physics is all about movement, right? Movement of the atoms. So yeah. Okay.
Many
Let's.
different levels of reality.
Yeah. So let's swing. Swing your arms and legs and take deep breath in and out. And we can do some bending as well. So take deep breath in, raise your arms up, and as you breathe out, bend down and try to touch your toes. If you can't, just touch your knees or your shins. And then breathe in, straighten your back with your hands up to your knees. And breathe out, you go back down. Breathe in, slowly rack yourself up with your arms all the way up. And breathe out, bring your arms down. Okay, let's do 2 more times like that. Deep breath in. And breathe out, slowly bend down. Breathe in, straighten your back with your hands up to your knees. Breathe out, going back down to the floor. Breathe in, go all the way back up with your arms raised all the way up. Breathe out, bring your arms back down. Okay, one more time. Deep breath in. Breathe out, bend down, try to touch the floor. Breathe in, bring your hands back up to the knees, straighten out your back. Breathe out, going back down. Breathe in, all the way up, stand up with your arms up above your head. And breathe out, bring your arms back down. Okay, now this one, you do this, okay? So breathe in like this, and then breathe out like that. And then the breathe back in and down. Okay. Deep breath in, bring your arms back in front of you, out. Breathe out, bring your arms out. Breathe in, bring your arms back in. Breathe out, bring your arms down. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Open up your chest. Breathe in, bring your arms back in. Breathe out, bring your arms down. Now this next move, you want to breathe in, you bring your arms up and above like that. Okay. Then turn your, like, as you breathe in, you bring your arms up, but your hands face the ceiling like this. And then as you breathe out, you turn your hands down like this, and then like you press slowly as you breathe out, slowly out like that. Okay, so we'll do a few like that. Deep breath in, Breathe out. Deep breath in. Bring your arms back up. Breathe out. Push down the air. Push like you push out the bad negative energy. Okay. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay. So let's go and do a few rounds of walking meditation. And again, this is free meditation. I won't ring the bell, but you can meditate on whatever topic you want to meditate on. And don't forget to breathe in and out. Okay? We will do one more round. Okay, so that is the end of our walking meditation. If we sit down and just share our experience for a little bit before we end the session. So, can we start with you, Becky?
I know, because I was hoping you Becky though. I'll tell you why later.
Rebecca?
You do Becca.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't do Becky. Okay, Rebecca. Okay.
I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Than when I came here. Tired and cranky.
It's cleansing. It was good to get away from some of the, the chaos,
Mhm.
purge out some of the selfish thoughts that you had mentioned. It really is selfishness that takes over, that starts suppressing, I should say, the passion side of the person, frustration of acting with overwhelms without having cleansed.
My energy overwhelms your energy.
Yes.
Sorry. I was just saying that my energy overwhelms your energy, and we live together. So that's
So there's a lot of quantum energy coming this way from a very energetic person.
It's the sun.
It can be overwhelming for a person. So it's good to get that cleansing. That's what I feel like. It's definitely good to just have quiet, calm.
Yeah.
I got more.
Rebecca
Well, we're
wants
going to
to.
go this way.
Yeah.
I like it because it does make my mind stop and shut me up.
I like it.
Because I can't stop my own brain. I tell you, I drive myself nuts. So it's nice when I can have 10 thoughts instead of 1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, for me, once you talk about office, for me, it's also related to work. Like I work under periodontist. So most of the patients come to see periodontist, see me for the deep cleaning. Most likely they have bad teeth, kind of worry. So then I do really think I've been doing, and then now realize when you think about, okay, yes, compassion. So a lot of trying to understanding people instead of judging them. Oh, you didn't do your hair, things like that. To try to encourage them. Okay, I can help you. I can really make the difference. And a lot of time people ask back and say, are you tiring of seeing bad teeth every day? Can you eat your lunch? Can you sleep? I say yes. I mean, if I don't get compassion for the job, I will quit the job long time ago. I want to see the difference after treating people, and then when they come back with a healthy smile and healthy they happy. I feel happy. So it's really to me. I think I like my job, and I think I could bring already good thing for people and then compassion already. But other than job, I mean, I need to do more for others. Um,
Yeah.
but I know I've been trying. So every time coming here, learning or reminding me a lot to do more. And very calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just thought about a marketing campaign, the compassionate dentist. Pain optional.
Compassionate construction.
Yeah.
That's like a
Yeah.
oxymoron.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Mm.
this is a good session. You know, there are two things that are always going to be in tension. God made us as individuals. Individuals are always self-interested, and you know, but God also made us part of a community. You know, He put other people on the planet. So the idea that we need to be compassionate, I think, is spot on. So thank you.
You're welcome. So I will leave you, but I will also share my experience. I remind myself, this session also remind myself. I do some, preparation for the session, so I learn from who I listen to, and I think telling ourselves to practice compassion all the time is a good thing, because otherwise we forget to practice it, and we forget to tell ourselves that we can be better. I mean, there is no limit. I don't think there is a limit to how compassionate you can be. And if you think that, oh, this is enough, that's it, that's good, and then you will never make yourself to be more than that. And the and compassion is a good quality to have. And the more you have, the better you will be, the better you will be able to make a difference in other people's life. And so I carry it with me, but also gratitude is something that I treasure. The two, pillars um, in my life would be gratitude and compassion, the two torches that lead my way. If I live by that, I think I will be able to do better for others. But if I stop and say, okay, this is it, I'm not going to strive for the better. I'm satisfied with how my life is. I will. I think I will just won't be happy. But no, but I think to remind ourselves that we could always try, right? Always try and do whatever you can, even a little bit every day. So speaking the kind words. I know one of my staff shared with me that she left the previous job because one of the providers was really treating her staff really badly. Okay, and I think you can't really give yourself an excuse to treat another person badly with your words or your action. So I try to remind myself of that, and I try to encourage my staff to do the same thing. Just treat others with kindness. You can change things You can make mountains with kindness and compassion, but you cannot make mountains with hatred and, you know, harsh words. I don't think. That's my belief anyway. Yeah.
It hurts you. I think it hurts the person who don't have compassion and gratitude. See people that don't have that, they're just so
Yeah.
negative and bitter, and
Yeah.
you're not able to enjoy life.
Yeah. But I believe that everybody has the seed of compassion within them. They just haven't nurtured their seed. They didn't want to grow it, but they have it inside of them. If they want to, they can. Everybody has the seed of compassion within them.
I do think that some people neurologically have a hard time
Mm-hmm.
to grow it, to fight it,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing.
Call those people psychopaths.
No.
Which is most people that leave businesses, by the way.
Well, I mean,
No.
but she's more like
No.
it's just difficult. It's difficult. You really have to strike a balance when you're in business to know exactly what to say in order to have discipline, to have a good organization.
But yeah, yeah. But we can't really judge people from their action or their words. Sometimes you can look at them and say, okay, why are they saying those things? Why do they act like that? Why do they not have compassion? And I'm not saying that mindfulness meditation is the answer to all, because we know in the health field certain things can affect people mentally, right? Nutrition, okay. Poor gut health affect a person's mental health. And so when they act out with anxiety like that, you can't just say, oh, that person doesn't have awareness. It's not, for some people, they don't have control because something else controls that. Like an infection, for example, right? Infection and nutrition. You can't expect a person who have a poor life, not enough nutrition, to have a healthy body and healthy brain, right? And if you give that person the same environment that we have, that person probably will not have that anxiety going on, because they don't have the nutrients to make neurotransmitters that allow their brain to function. So why do these homeless people tend to have, schizophrenic symptoms, hallucination and things like that? It's because of the stress, because of lack of nutrients in their lives, because of infection in their gut. We don't know, so we can't judge. All we know is that, that person may behave that way because of something going on, and that person needs help, and we need to find out drama. Okay, yeah. Like I focused on finding the root causes of diseases and infections, indolent infections. I'm not talking about sinusitis or things that is going on in the body that we don't even know, like fungal infection, for example. Okay, and we know fungal infection can cause a lot of problems, especially the mental capacity. In kids, they show that C. diff infection in the gut doesn't always come out as diarrhea. The indolent, the moldy infection in the kids with C. diff can cause ADHD.
Like I point at me.
Yes, they show that, and treat the kids. Look into the gut. If there is C. diff toxin, get rid of it. The kids' ADHD being antibiotic. or herbal antibiotic. Fungal infection, oh my God, this in this year when I learned about how fungal infection affect people, I just looked deeper because the candida is everywhere. All of us have candida, but the people with poor immunity, they cannot fight that fungal infection. And fungal infection doesn't cause high fevers like bacterial infection. No. And so if they're not treated, their gut, their bowel, their skin, their mental health is affected by fungal infection. And I really have to write up these case report. But I have this I think early 40s, late 30-year-old patient with autoimmune symptoms, and she's all on board with improving nutrition, and so she got the gut health, she got the food inflammation test, she followed the protocol, just doesn't feel better, and anxiety all the time. Every single visit she would cry, Dr. Chan, I tried so hard, but my anxiety is off the roof, my energy is so low, I can't sleep. She cried every single time. And this year I learned about, in functional medicine, about how fungal infection affect a person, and I look hard. If traditional doctors wouldn't pick it up, but I learned the clinical cues in functional medicine, and I said, oh my God, you got candida, let me treat you. Okay, I put her on the treatment for a whole month. And the treatment for candida based on functional medicine is very different from the traditional approach. A traditional approach does not get rid of it. You think it does, it doesn't. So anyway, I put this patient on. A month later, for the first time, she was smiling. She said, Dr. Tran, my anxiety completely disappeared.
Yeah, I want to do this.
And not even a prescription for anxiety, or because she's on about holistic. Nothing. She said, my tummy's gone down now. I don't feel bloated. My joints doesn't hurt anywhere. Oh my God. Now, if I didn't take functional medicine, I wouldn't be able to help this patient with traditional medicine. But this is the lesson that teach me, you don't judge a person. You don't judge a person. That person needs help. And so everybody have the goodness deep inside of them. They just need help to bring it out. Yeah. So always treat other people with compassion, don't judge, and then we can help them a lot more, I think. Well, with that, let's put our hands together, and with compassion in our thought, in our speech, and in our heart, we send compassion to everyone that we meet. And I wish you all a very happy, peaceful